Okay, what's up, guys? Sorry it's taking me so long to do a review. Um, it's taken a little while. I apologize. My first review I'm gonna do is on a movie called Melancholie Der Engel, a German movie, about 2 hours and 40 some odd minutes. Horror, for lack of a better genre to put it in, more exploitation, in my opinion, but a lot of disturbing imagery. Uh, so I would call it a horror movie. I think I mentioned it's 2009 and directed by Marion Dora. Marion Dora is elusive. It's a pseudonym, not a real name. I know Marion Dora is a physician with 3 kids. I've heard that Marion Dora is a female. Interviews that I have seen seem to look like a male, sound like a male as well. I've heard audio of, I believe, his voice, and but then I've heard conflicting things that Marion Dora is a female. So not sure. I believe the male. Whatever. Really doesn't matter. I think it's a little more interesting if it's a female, just because of the subject matter of the movie seems to be very disturbing. I just can't imagine a lot of females wanting to make a movie so disturbing. And in the um, interview that I watched with Marion Dora, had mentioned that you have to identify with the male characters in the movie. So I don't know. I believe it is a male, though. There's a lot of reports of actual animal torture, animal abuse in the film. There's a lot of imagery of that. Very disturbing stuff. And I'm pretty familiar with effects, and I would say that there are actual animals being killed and tortured in this movie. So very, very disturbing. Hard for a lot of people to watch. There's, if you go on IMDb and you're looking at plot keywords, it says shit, animal torture, rape, actual animal killed, and abuse. So I don't know. That's what it is. It's a crazy movie, really crazy. Real beautiful music. David Hess did some stuff for the score. There's a song called Lullaby by David Hess and Greg Hilfman. I believe that he did not do the entire score, just did some music for it. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure. A lot of there's a mix of a lot of beautiful imagery and a lot of disturbing stuff. Shot very well. Cinematography is pretty good. The editing wise on the film is pretty decent. It's a well constructed movie. It's just the subject matter is very hard to watch. Basically, the plot is these 2 guys who are, one of them is Zenza Raji, and then there's another one who I believe is Carson Frank from Cannibal, and the other Marion Dora film. I believe you can get it from Unearthed Films. And these 2 guys go to kind of like a carnival. They pick up 2 females. Basically start drinking with them, hanging out. Then they meet up with another female who is like a friend of theirs. They all end up going to some kind of old, decrepit house. And there's another elderly male there, an older male. Maybe not elderly, but older. Looks like maybe late 50s, early 60s. Rough looking, kind of like a drug addict looking guys. Basically, they start experimenting with drugs, and then they get into the pissing and shitting, and there's a lot of it, and it's very gross, very hard to watch. There's a lot of really disturbing, gross scenes, a lot of cutting, a lot of self-inflicted cutting, and just a, there's a colostomy bag scene where there's another female that is already at the home, I believe, with this with the older guy, and there's a scene where the tall guy with the beard, who's Zenzaragi, he takes her into this like uh, part of the home. I believe it's real run down. It kind of looks like concrete walls. Kind of looks like I really can't describe it. Just a rundown area. She has a colostomy bag. I don't know if I really need to get into any more of what goes on with that bag. It's pretty gross. Then it's just seems like it's kind of just torturing these two girls. One of them gets it a little worse than the other. The other is kind of fascinated by these people. They sit around. They're there for the first night. They're there and they start doing drugs, talking about the things that they're going through and the things, how the world has kind of left them and doesn't care about them, and they don't care about the world, kind of basic stuff. And it's all in German. I had a little bit of it translated, and yeah, it's just pretty screwed up. Then it goes from there. You know, I don't like to spoil a movie completely. You know, it just gets into a lot of violence. There's one room where there's a video cassette player, a VHS player, and a television, and there's a stack of like VHS tapes that they keep putting in. Very disturbing torture stuff, with some stuff to do with the pregnant female, kind of like a you know, I don't even want to get into that, but it's very hard to watch. But it's a very disturbing movie. Most people probably couldn't handle it. You know, if you're into like exploitation films, real dark, disturbing stuff, you know, it's pretty fascinating, I think, just because of the subject matter. And I always think about why was it made, the thought behind it, if it's just a sexual kind of thing, or if it's, you know, a little deeper than that. I don't know. It's I was pretty interested in the production and stuff like that on the film. It's a good movie. It's very disturbing, and I don't just mean a little. It's pretty bad. I mean, I've seen some of these videos on YouTube where it's like the 50 most disturbing films. I've seen this as number one on a couple of those lists, and it probably deserves it. But you know, again, something like Philosophy of a Knife, or like the Mortem movie, or you know, the August Underground stuff. This one I'd say is probably a little bit more disturbing. Some of the like the Guinea Pig series, this is a different type of movie than that, but it's definitely disturbing. It's pretty crazy. I want to say that this almost goes for like an art film mixed with like shock film. And I know that the director is saying that there's a lot of deep stuff in there. I guess you have to kind of maybe know what's going on in his head to appreciate some of that deepness, because I just see a lot of shocking images. And we're talking, a lot of the stuff is pornographic, so gets into that. The one of the main guys, Zenzo Raji, is a porn actor, and there's a lot of full frontal male nudity. We're talking, you know, this is definitely close to like a triple X film. You know, there's not a lot of just full-on sex going on, but there's some, you know, we're talking some penetration, some real, you know, real crazy stuff. So, you know, pornography wise. So pretty crazy movie. A lot of you people out there probably think it's pretty interesting. Basically, you know, like I said, it's two guys, one of them's dying. I think I forgot to mention that earlier, but one of them is dying. I think what they're going for is it's a full circle kind of thing. Something happened with this house years ago where they were torturing people, and the one guy's dying, probably, questioning the afterlife, stuff like that. It's hard to figure exactly what's, the whole subplot and everything else like that, but it's I'd say that's probably what they're trying to do. Trying to bring these guys are probably trying to bring things full circle and stuff like that. So I don't know. I guess this probably wasn't a great review. It's my first one I'm done on here. Usually I do reviews as work and I write them down. Probably well more thought out and better. So I apologize if this is a crappy review, but I think you guys get a little bit of an idea of what the movie's like. I think some of the movies I tend to watch a little bit of darker, more disturbing stuff. I picked this movie just because I watched it not too long ago. I thought it was a pretty interesting flick. So that's it. In the future, I think I'm going to do some stuff. Probably a lot of David Lynch works, Todd Solondz stuff, Lars von Trier. I'll do Antichrist and Melancholia reviews. Some of the French horror, Frontiers. I'll probably do that. Martyrs. Calvaire. The Ordeal, love that. I might do some Gaspar Noé stuff, Irreversible, I Stand Alone, Carney. Might review some of the August Underground stuff, probably do the Guinea Pig series, Begotten, some Harmony Korine stuff, definitely do like Jotosking and the Necromantic 1 and 2. Probably do the Nacho Cerda stuff. Big fan of Science Ono, The Strange Circus, Coldfish, Suicide Club, Love Exposure, probably do that one. So I'm going to do a bunch of reviews, stick them on here. They'll probably get better. Like I said, this is the first one, so I apologize. Also, just want to let you guys know, just got a new book, Joe Hill Horns, Stephen King's son. Really cool. You guys want to check that one out. So I guess that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.